This training course covers essential concepts related to the data valuation, which is a well-known problem when selling or buying data from third parties. We present a scientific method for evaluating the data, which provides a proper contextualization for determining objective value of data. The method is illustrated on sharing personal fitness data related to the boxing training. The value of data is often subjective and heavily dependent on the context the data is used for, and the value of data for a specific task can only be known by testing it on the specific consumer task. This chicken and egg problem is known as Arrow's information paradox. On the one hand, buyers have trouble deciding whether acquiring a dataset makes sense before they have tested it on their ML model. On the other hand, sharing a dataset in advance means effectively transferring it, which would likely ruin any posterior transaction. The Data Valuation Plugin aims to help data marketplaces play a role in solving Arrow's information paradox by playing a man-in-the-middle role in measuring the value of data for specific tasks. It would be able to provide data consumers with a hint of the value of eligible data assets in the marketplace for their specific tasks. The agenda for today. We start with explaining why this topic is relevant for SMEs. We provide plugin overview, demo, and case study in boxing. We conclude with key takeaways. A huge expansion of wearables in health and fitness enables the creation of a huge amount of personal data, and most of the data is generated in a context which involves some other stakeholders, usually the vendors of the equipment used in the health fitness exercises. On the other hand, creation of new, innovative, data-driven services in health and fitness has become one of the major trends. Therefore, there is a clear opportunity for using personal health or fitness data for enabling new services by the providers of health or fitness services. However, the main question is how to calculate the value of particular personal health or fitness data for corresponding relevant equipment vendor or service provider. Valuation Plugin provides new method for calculating the value of personal health or fitness data based on the assumption that the data will be used for creating some personalized models for new services. The Valuation Plugin is composed of multiple components that work together to deliver a seamless user experience, from data upload to model evaluation and result presentation. It is developed as an extension of the existing web platform and integrates both front-end and back-end services. The value of data is often subjective and heavily dependent on the context the data is used for, and the value of data for a specific task can only be known by testing it on the specific consumer task. Valuation Plugin enables this testing process. The data buyer defines clearly what is the task the data will be used in. The data producer receives the objective value of own data for the task at hand. There are 3 basic steps. Uploading the data. Data is valuated. The resulting valuation is presented. The Valuation Plugin provides a web-based user interface through which users can assess the value of their personal fitness data in the context of AI model training. The plugin is integrated with the system's authentication mechanism, allowing users to securely register and log in to their accounts. Once authenticated, users can upload a sample or the entirety of their raw sensor data. This data is processed and evaluated against a reference machine learning model to measure its impact on model performance. The evaluation is based on the Shapley value framework, which quantifies the individual contribution of each dataset to the model's accuracy. The resulting valuation, expressed as a Shapley score, is presented to the user via the bar charts and a table. Additionally, the plugin maintains a personal history tab where users can view all their previous data uploads, corresponding Shapley values, and associated analysis results, as well as an option to download the results in a CSV file. This diagram explains the basic flow. Data providers sends the data and various additional information to the marketplace, whereas the data consumer defines requirements for the data valuation. Based on PIMCity's value-based data valuation framework that defines abstract interfaces and functions too, combine data from different eligible data sources for a certain problem. Train a model over combinations of data. Calculate the value of the data or the trained model. The demonstration consists of 3 parts. Step 1, user registration and login. Step 2, data upload and processing. Step 3, getting valuation results. User interface for Valuation Plugin. The slide illustrates the registration form. User interface for Valuation Plugin. The slide illustrates how a user enters own data. User can see the past analyses. User interface for Valuation Plugin. User enters own datasets and gets the valuation. This slide illustrates the usage of the Valuation Plugin in boxing use case. The user wears sensors on her arms and punches the bag. The system uses accelerometer data for calculating biomechanical parameters. This slide shows the values provided by the Valuation Plugin for previous case. This slide illustrates how the Valuation Plugin generates different results for different types of punches provided by different users. The third user seems to be the most efficient one, and his data will be most valuable. Valuation Plugin provides new method for calculating the value of personal health/fitness data, based on the assumption that the data will be used for creating some personalized models for new services. It is the use case study related to recreative boxing, where the new service is created around the models for a very precise detection of the type of the punch, direct, cross, uppercut, which are developed using the personal data collected in a fitness/boxing training. Main benefit is that the trainees are motivated to work out in a more intensive/focused way, which results in a more efficient fulfilling of the personal fitness goals. We argue that this kind of data valuation will pave the way for a new type of business ecosystems in fitness, where the fitness clubs, certified for data sharing, will be the platforms for realizing various types of data collection challenges offered by equipment vendors and service providers. In this presentation, we will illustrate such a real-world example.